I am racing into the theatre. Turns out I just forgot I needed all black shoes, of course, to do an observation. And my current black shoes have a big white stripe across them. That's just not appropriate. So I'm running into the comedy theatre to pick up my black shoes so I can go visit the Harry Potter tribe tonight. I'm very excited. I think there's just so much to learn from a show with that much diversity going on. And I know that they are lovely, generous people, but boy do I feel dumb for not bringing back my black shoes. What was I thinking? I know what I was thinking. I was a person of ritual and habit, and last time I was at the theatre because I was working there, but today didn't happen for me. Anyway, luckily I'm a good fast walker. Final week, final Melbourne season. Hope it's a good week. So, myself and Rachel had the grand privilege of going back to Harry Potter. Well, it was her first time. I had the privilege of going back. And as much as I want to just tell you everything that happened, of course I can't, you've got to protect those secrets. But I do want to say some things that I learned on a second viewing that, no specifics, but things that I was really impressed with. Last time I was really impressed with like the orchestration of how many like skilled people it took to run that ship. This time around, I was more impressed with some of the technical elements that I haven't had the opportunity to work with, and like the safety procedures and communication of how to work with actors in very, very vulnerable positions. But it was so thoroughly managed that it felt incredibly safe, and the communication was strong, and that was really amazing. The other thing I learned today was just like, some spreadsheets are the coolest things I have ever seen. And I know it's nerdy and weird to think that that's amazing, but actually referencing things so that you don't have to double handle is just, I so badly want to set things up so that that is the expectation. There's a thing about paperwork, but paperwork in stage management, it becomes something that you can drown in. Oh, goodness me. Someone's angry. Particularly when things, like if something changes, you have to update something, and then if you have like 6 versions of a document that need to be updated individually, that's 6 times the amount of work. And Harry Potter has been set up so that, because it's so long term and it's sitting down for so long, there are systems in place so that you can actually reference with your documentation and only make minor adjustments and then spit out documents that convey that in different ways. So for example, you might have, I don't know, who has to cover what in a document, but instead of going through and manually like putting that document together, you can reference a master spreadsheet and then just pull out from there the information you need, and that's just totally excellent. So major cool tech things. I was following the I think it's called a Rome plot with Darcy, who was just lovely. It's the one person I didn't meet last time. I think he was on leave, but he was so generous with his information. I also got to go with Claudia for a little bit, which was really fun. And the other thing that I really loved is how joyful and fun the back of house tracks are. Like, there isn't, for a show that is quite dangerous, it has the capacity to go wrong and hurt people, there is a sense of fun and merriment to jolly people along so that the excellent standard is maintained. Human beings aren't robots, and they can't just reproduce something 1,000 times. So you have to find ways to re-engage people socially and emotionally so that they give not only the best performance, but, you know, the most precise, excellent version of the show. And so there are just little rituals that have turned up between people in the back of house, and I'm sure every track is filled with it. Like the mechs probably have things they do, and the props team and the dressers. But with the track that I followed, it was just so lovely to see these little like flickering moments where people found joy and kept themselves alive in what could otherwise be a very, not overwhelming, but detail-oriented, serious job. And that was really wonderful. I think the balance between excellence and joyfulness was really well met, and I really liked that, and something that I would aspire in my workplaces. Do I have lots of ideas of what I want to do for my own team? Yes. Do I have the time and resources to apply them? No. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to make a list of things that inspired me and things that I appreciated, so that I can take that forward with my own practice in the future, because who knows where you're going to go next. This business, it's unpredictable, it's a lot of fun, and there are some wonderful people who work in it, but you've got to always be thinking about what's next and what's ahead, and how can I strive to take what I know and not only just like make what I know better, but make my team better so that they have greater skills. It was really lovely to walk out with Rachel and see her like bedazzled by that quality sort of show. She hasn't had as much experience as I have, and that was like, I really enjoyed giving that gift of, here's the door, you know, you can walk through it. And if there was just a little bit more of that in the world, I think we'd all find our paths a little easier. Anyway, thanks very much, Team Harry Potter. You're the best.